I'm logged into Schoology as a teacher in Robbinsdale School District, and I'm going to go up to my groups at the top of the screen. I can see the group I want is there, so I will choose it. And now inside here, I'm going to go to the resources and choose that. And I can see there are two folders here for me. If I wanted to add a whole folder to a course, I could do that. Off to the right of this folder, which you can see, it's called Northern Lights Digital Edition. Off to the right there's a little gear, and that gear gives me a couple options: add to course or copy to. I'm going to add to course, and I only have one course that's an option. If you had multiple courses, you could choose one or more of them. I will go ahead and choose this one. It does give me the option to change the folder. So if I had folders in that course, I could choose. I'm just going to go ahead and say add. And if I go into that course now and take a look to see if it's there, it was the one called Example Course Elementary. We'll go in there, and then we'll choose Materials from the left side. That's where resources go. And I can see Northern Lights Digital Edition, that folder. Here it is right in my course. Let me go back to the group and show you another way that you can add resources. So I'll go back up to Groups, into the group, and I'll go to the resources once again. And let's look at this second folder. This is a Minnesota Studies course. In this group, if I go off to the gear on the right, I could add the whole folder, but instead, let's go ahead and just open up that folder and see what's there. It looks like at this point there are two folders in there: a course information folder and Minnesota Geography. Now I know that the course information folder is for the teacher, so I'm not going to add that to my course. I could, but I'm not going to. But I am going to add this Minnesota Geography chapter to my course, and there's a lot in here. But I can add the whole folder by just clicking on that gear and choosing Add to Course. And once again, it will take a moment, and I'll have my choices there. I'm going to go ahead and choose this. Again, I'm not going to choose a folder. If you have some folders there, it will give you options to put them in one of those folders. So this would be a folder that you're putting inside another folder if you chose that. I'm going to choose none, which is just going to create a new folder in the course, and click Add. So let's go into my course now, and let's take a look. So I'll choose the course. There it is right there. And we'll go into the materials, and I want to mention something at this point. When you take folders that might have a quiz in them, like this one, the Minnesota Geography one we just added, if I click on that, you'll see there's a lot of resources in here. But things like this TODALSS quiz, you will need to go in there and make sure that you make that quiz available to students. Because when a quiz first comes over from the resources, you need to make sure it's available to students. They don't put a due date or anything on it by default. The teacher will need to go in now that they've taken this content, and they will need to make sure that everything is just so if there's due dates and things. So that's how you add content quickly from group resources or other resources into one of your courses.